Okay. Greetings, St. Joseph parents, salvete. This is a little video that we've prepared to help you and your kids get ready for their quarter test in Latin, which is coming up in the first week of February. Your child is going to be with a group, is going to be tested with a group of 4 other children who are going to, or I should say, 4 other children, 1 of 5, just like the group of us grown-ups that you see up here. And if your child can do everything that you see us doing, he or she will be fine. Now, it's going to seem like a lot, but keep in mind that your son or your daughter has been doing stuff like this in class for several months now, and most of it is old. Most of it is actually from the quarter test last term. There's only one new thing that your child is going to need to be able to do for the test, and that is what I'm doing. Here in this chair, I'm playing the role of the smart kid who has all the answers. So pay particular attention as you are viewing this with your child or on your own to what I'm saying. Let me explain for you what's going to happen in grown-up terms. This is not information that your son or daughter needs to know in order to succeed. And in fact, if you share this with them, it will probably just confuse them, so I don't really recommend it. But you're a grown-up, so you should know what's going on. This setup that you see, we're going to be saying things and doing things in response to these cards. And these cards are simply pictures of actions that represent Latin verbs that your children already know from several months of practice in class. We call this little drama the whispering game. I'll explain why in just a couple of minutes, but let me talk you through what's going on. My colleague here is holding this card showing the action of getting up. And she has a number of other cards in back with different kinds of actions. And the last one is going to show the action of sitting down, which is the end of the game. Now, she's going to be holding these cards so that the person in this chair, my assistant Viri, can see them. But the person in this chair, sister, can't. When Viri sees the card, she's going to tell sister to do the action that's on the card. Go ahead and just tell her to do this action so they can see it.
Surge.
Good. Thank you very much. Go ahead and sit down, sister. So Viri saw this card. She said surge, which in Latin means get up, and sister got up. Not because she saw the card, she can't see it, but because she understood the command that Viri gave her. So she's going to be going through a bunch of different, we've got about, 15 or 20 cards here, a bunch of different Latin verbs. And Viri is going to show, by what she says, that she knows the Latin vocabulary suggested by each of these cards. Sister is going to demonstrate that she knows what the words mean when they come out of Viri's mouth. All of the commands that Viri gives are examples of Latin verbs in the imperative mood. And really what this whole exercise is about using verbs in different moods, which is a fundamental thing you've got to be able to do in order to function in the Latin language, whether you're speaking it, whether you're writing it, or whether you're reading it. Understanding what we call verbal mood is foundational. I'll be back to that in just a second. All right, so over here we've got imperative land, command forms of Latin verbs. The reason why we call this the whispering game is because I'm going to look over at them and whisper to my colleague here, what's she doing? She's going to do that to me. Excuse me, we changed the order. She's going to be watching them and ask in Latin, what is she doing? And I'm going to have to answer her in Latin on the basis of what I see over there. Now, what does this have to do with verbal mood? It's different, isn't it, to say, get up, which is what she says to her, and she is getting up, which is what I'm going to say to her. She is getting up. Surgit is an example of a Latin verb in the indicative mood. And the indicative mood is the most common verbal mood found in any kind of Latin anywhere. So this whole situation is engineered to help your child practice putting actions into Latin, turning that concept into a Latin command, and then when your child gets over here, it's turning that same concept into a statement about observing the actions of others. So we're working two different verbal moods at the same time. That's really what this is all about. I hope that that explanation is helpful to you. Again, it's way too technical for your child to take in and profit by it unless you have a way too technical child, which you might. So I leave that in your hands. But I hope it helps you understand the point of this exercise and what we're doing. Let's go ahead and do it so you can see the whole thing. Very, I need you to do what's called cheating to the right. Turn so that your face is partially visible to the camera and be very loud when you give those commands. You're talking to her, but you want them to be able to see and hear you well. Okay, now, you got your line? Quid agit? Quid agit. So again, she's going to show the action. She's going to tell her to do the action. She's going to ask me what the action is, and I'm going to tell her. That's the whole thing. Are we ready? Okay. Everybody loud, clear, slow. Okay.
Surge.
Quid agit.
Surgit.
Quid.
That's fine. Next one.
Salta.
Quid agit.
Saltat.
Melee.
Come over here.
Quid agit.
Meiret.
Ride.
Quid agit.
Ridet.
Dormi.
Quid agit.
Obdormit. You need to be where the camera can see you.
Ocolo saperi.
Quid agit.
Oculus aperit.
Hia.
Quid agit.
Hiat.
Canta.
La 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 la. Quid agit.
La 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 la.
Cantat.
Clama.
Ah!
Quid agit.
Clamat.
Tace.
Quid agit.
Ooh. Tacet.
Veni.
Quid agit.
Venit.
I.
Quid agit.
It.
Convertite.
Quid agit.
Ooh. Se convertit.
Quid agit.
Wait, she didn't give the command yet.
Iace.
Poor sister.
Quid agit.
Ooh. Yachet.
Surge. Ambula. Ambula.
Quid agit.
Ambulat.
Concide.
Quit agit.
Correct.
Consiste.
Quit agit.
Consisted.
Es errata.
Quit agit.
Errata est.
Es later.
Quit agit.
Ooh, later est.
Oh.
Es tristis.
Quit agit.
Tristis est.
Es fessa.
Quit agit.
Fessa est.
Concide.
Quit agit.
Conceded. Hey, right on. Good. Thank you. Gracias.